Hi, I'm Mike Rast for Global Atlanta, and I'm a guest here at the Georgia Aquarium. Would you mind introducing yourself for our viewers?
Sure, my name's Tom Zoller with RMS Titanic Incorporated.
Okay, and would you describe where we are right now?
Yeah, a lot of people probably wouldn't recognize it, but where we are is we're actually in what was formerly the entrance to the 3D theater at the Georgia Aquarium. So the Georgia Aquarium wanted to bring a Titanic exhibition. They didn't really have a place for it, so we came down together and we started looking around, trying to find nooks and crannies and anywhere we could put an exhibition, and we established this place, took over this area, and now what we're standing in is a first-class cabin of what it would have been like to be on board Titanic in a millionaire's suite. So it doesn't look anything at all like the Georgia Aquarium right now where we're standing.
Yeah, exactly. And are these all original artifacts from the Titanic?
Well, in here, the place settings and things are not. These are replicas because we leave them out, so we wouldn't leave anything out that anyone could get access to. But every object you see that's inside of a plexiglass case, those are all objects that we've recovered from the wreck site of the Titanic, 12,500 feet below the ocean surface.
And you've had an exhibition touring of Titanic artifacts for a while now. Can you describe that for us?
We've had over 20 million people see our Titanic exhibitions around the world. We've had multiple different exhibitions in everywhere from Shanghai to Paris to London to Georgia. But we created a new exhibition for the Georgia Aquarium that was specifically designed to fit the mission of the aquarium. Talks a lot more about sea life, what it's like to go down in a submersible. There's only 5 submarines in the world that can go to that depth and actually recover objects. To go down to that depth, recover the objects, what we do with them once we get them back on land, and then we present them in these cases so that they're safe and hopefully for generations and generations to come.
Can you describe for us how this exhibit differs from the exhibition that's been touring?
Sure. This exhibition was specifically designed for the Georgia Aquarium. We've never had an exhibition in an aquarium before, so we had to take in consideration the humidity changes and different things that we don't normally deal with in a museum. But then we also took the opportunity to rewrite a lot of the content so that it fit better with the mission of, we called it Titanic Aquatic, water being the common denominator between the aquarium and the Titanic. So you'll see a lot of familiar elements that you see in other exhibitions, like the boarding pass. When you come inside the exhibition, you receive a boarding card that has a passenger's name on it. And as you go through the exhibition and you see the first-class cabin, you see the construction gallery, you see the third-class cabin, and the way people lived, you start to feel what it might have been like to be that passenger. And then at the end of the exhibition, there's a wall of names where you will find out what your fate was had you been that person that night. And people, they won't leave until they find out whether they lived or they didn't. And so we've kept that element. We've kept a lot of the highlights of over the years. The iceberg that's in the exhibition. You can put your hand on that iceberg, and you realize what it might have been like that night in 1912, going into the water, and the water being colder than freezing because salt water freezes at a colder temperature. So a lot of those people died probably of hypothermia, but also what we've learned nowadays is a lot of those people may have survived because where people had hypothermia, their heart slowed down, they were floating in the water with their life jackets, they may still have been living. So what we've learned over the years, we touch on all the different elements from the human drama that is associated with Titanic, because everybody on board that ship, they had a dream, they had a hope, they may have been coming to America to start a new life, they may have been going back to see family, but everybody had a story, and that's why these objects are so powerful, is because they lived through that moment. So I think we've taken all the best elements, packaged them together, and brought them to the aquarium. So and new objects that have never been seen before as well.
Great, thank you. And can you describe the process of deciding to host this exhibit at the Georgia Aquarium?
Well, it started with the idea of bringing one object to the aquarium, and then it just snowballed from there. I spent a lot of time speaking with Carrie, who's in marketing here, and Anthony, who's the CFO, about how we could make this work, and where they didn't really have a temporary exhibition gallery, so we created one, and everybody's really excited. The feedback's been fantastic. So we just worked hard and made it happen.